Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, where can we park money so we can pack money out? A lot of people are not aware that banks make money from your money in the way that you can also make money from your money. When you go to a bank, you invest your money in a bank, you put your money as a depositor in a bank. First and foremost, you are not depositing in a bank. I've got a master's in law from England, international banking and finance law. The law is that you're actually lending money to the bank, and if the bank collapses, they are under no obligation to return your money. So that money is very risky in a bank. That's one. And then number two, the bank does not put your money in a vault. The bank takes your money. For the last 10 years, by far the most common way that banks have been making money is to put your money in an ETF or a mutual fund. And one of the most successful ones is going to be the Vanguard VOO. Although there are others, you got the VSMPX, you got the VFIX, which are Vanguard products. You also have the iShares US ETFs or the ProShares Ultra Dow 30. You also have other products by Fidelity like the Invesco QQQ. They put your money there and then they make more money and then they offer you a small interest. So I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios now. The biggest bank in America is JP Morgan Chase. Now on the screen you're going to see, this is official by the way, the highest interest rate they're going to give you on what they call a certificate of deposit, which in African countries is called fixed deposit. If you put your money in JP Morgan Chase for a year, they're going to give you slightly above 4%, under 5% interest rate. Now, the largest bank in South Africa is going to be the Standard Banking Group. Now, if you put your money in Standard Bank in South Africa, you're going to see it on the screen. In a year's time, you're going to get an interest rate of just slightly above 10%. Now, if you put your money in the largest bank in Nigeria, which is going to be Access Bank, look at it on the screen. In a year, they're going to give you about 10 to 12% interest rate on a fixed deposit. Now, these banks, all of these banks in different parts of the world, they gather your money, they put your money on an ETF like maybe the Vanguard VOO, and year to date the Vanguard VOO has given a return of about 18.9%, meaning that if you invested $1,000 on New Year's Day 2024, today you'd have your $1,000 and you'd have about $190 as profit. By the end of the year to date is going to be about 27%. So basically that means that if you put in $1,000, by the end of the year, you're likely to get about $270. Now, what these banks do is that they gather all your money, they put your money in an ETF like the Vanguard VOO, or maybe the Invesco QQQ, or maybe the VSMPX or the VFIX or the iShares or the ProShares Ultra Dow 30, and then at the end of the year, they make 27% interest on your money. And then they offer you, if you're in America, maybe 5%. I say that's a good interest rate, and you're happy and you're smiling. In South Africa, they give you 10%. In Nigeria, they give you 12%. Meanwhile, they've made triple or at least 2.5 times that money on your money. So that's why they call it a savings account. A savings account is that you are saving the bank and the owners of the bank. You're not saving yourself. So that's why they call it a savings account. And you can do these things that the bank do. And that's what I teach my subscribers. My subscribers are so successful. Everyday testimonies on X. And that's why Business Insider named me as the most influential business person on the internet from Africa. You can actually do what the banks are doing. There are apps that can enable you wherever you are in the world to invest in the VOO, the VSMPX, the VFIX, the Invesco QQQ, or other ETFs and mutual funds. I will help you. I will teach you how to do it. Have you ever asked yourself, you try to get your money from any of these banks, a number of banks, because I'm also a consultant to banks. I'm not going to mention their names. They're not going to like it, but they pay me. If you try to get your money from some banks, they're going to tell you you are above your daily limit. Why? Because your money is not in a vault somewhere. So if you try to get a large amount of money, what they tell you is that, okay, you know what, come tomorrow. And then basically they go and liquidate some of their stocks in their ETF or in a mutual fund, and they give you your money. You can do the same thing too. You can put your money in the VOO or in any of the other ETFs and mutual funds, and when you have pressing financial needs, like maybe your rent, maybe your child's school fees, maybe your parents' healthcare, or maybe you need to go on holiday, what you can do, just like the bank does, is that you liquidate some of your holdings in that ETF, and then you leave the rest of your money there. Don't put your money in banks. It's just so foolish, because right now you already know their business model, their secret, and you can do it yourself. Nothing on earth is saying that you as an individual cannot invest in the ETFs, in the mutual funds, and in other investments that banks do. Because before you weren't aware of that, now I've made you aware of that. Subscribe to me on the X platform and I'll teach you how to do it. If you watch this, you got questions arising from this, and you are a subscriber of mine on the X platform, ask your question there. I'm going to help you. I'm going to hold your hands. I'm going to treat you like family. If you're not a subscriber of mine, the only thing I can tell you, Look, I encourage you to subscribe to me. One thing I can guarantee you, you will make money. This is Apostle of Prosperity. Thank you.
Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is